Today I'm going to be making this simple thank you card, and I'm going to be using one of the stamp sets from our 10-year anniversary celebration called Irony. We released this stamp set quite a while ago, but it's back as part of our 10-year anniversary celebration. One of the cool things about this stamp set is that it's great on square objects. So I'm going to start with a 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 inch piece of white cardstock. To find the middle of that piece of white cardstock is pretty easy using just a simple ruler, and I'm measuring from one corner to the other corner and then making a pencil line in the middle. And then I'm going to measure between the other two corners and figure out exactly where the center of this piece is. Now normally I wouldn't make that dark of line marks on it, but I wanted you guys to be able to see it. I'm going to be using the largest element from the Irony stamp set, and I like to just place it down on my surface and then pick it up using a large block. Now I am going to erase just a little bit of that pencil mark just because it's kind of dark, but you'll still be able to see it as I line up the stamp. And I got a little smudge on there, so I'm going to go ahead and erase that smudge also. Now it's springtime here in Oregon, and so I wanted to use kind of a spring color, and this is called Pink Grapefruit. It's sort of an orangey pink color, and I'm inking up that stamp. One of the things I like about this stamp set is that because it is distressed, if you don't get it perfectly inked, it's pretty forgiving. Now I'm just lining it up from the corner to the center, so I'm placing the arrow towards the center, and then I'm just going off the edge of this piece of cardstock, and I'm going to do that 4 times, once for each of the quadrants on that square. And then I'm going to line it up again with the same arrow shape towards the middle and stamp it again. One of my tips is always stamp a little bit slow, give the ink some time to sink into your project, and then move on to the next quadrant and do it again, just lining it up with that center mark. Now I'll show you some other projects later using this stamp set where it's more random rather than doing this tiling technique where you're doing it over and over again within a square. Once you've got all 4 of those quadrants stamped, there are ways that you can embellish your project. I just took some bling in a complementary color, and this had a pattern to it, sort of a wave pattern, but I just cut out the little pieces of bling and then placed them at intersections all the way up the places where the stamps intersected, the lines of the stamped image. I matted it onto a piece of complementary colored cardstock, just the blue. It's a 4 inch by 4 inch piece of blue cardstock, so it makes just a nice little mat. And then for the card base, I used an 8.5 by 4 1/4 inch piece of white cardstock and just folded that in half to make my square card. Now my daughter, who's 14 years old, walked in while I was making this project and decided she wanted to make one of her own. So I thought I'd show you the project she made. She also used the Irony stamp set, but she decided she wanted to use little squares. So she used that same technique to make some of the squares where the center, finding the center, but then she also made some where she just randomly stamped. I hope you enjoyed seeing our cards. We had such fun making them using these bright colors on the white background. Michelle, our marketing coordinator, is going to be making a video soon showing a totally different look using the same technique and the same stamp set. If you'd like to see Michelle's video, check back here. It'll be coming soon. You also might want to sign up for our newsletter. We'll be announcing new videos plus special offers, tips, and techniques through our newsletter. Just go to our website at www.techniquetuesday.com and sign up for our newsletter. Thanks!